Oh, I didn't notice. Hi, guys. I guess you can flip the camera around when you're doing a live, so I just learned something. And it's all fuzzy now. I'm on my way home. Just had a couple of things that I heard transpire this week, and it gave me an idea for a topic while I'm riding, doing my errands. It's going to be a quick one because I've been just so busy doing the online stuff and also working too. You know, your girl is a professional, so definitely got to do that. Kind of mad. I actually left my sunglasses at work and all of a sudden it disappeared. Pretty nice, right? And it's so hot also where I am. Like, I sweat off most of my makeup, so please bear with me. And if you're in the chat, say hi. So I hope you guys are all staying cool. I'm like, wow, when am I gonna have time to do these damn things, right? It's been that busy, and definitely with moving and everything else, it can get crazy. But I am not the only one that kind of like went through my little spell a few months ago. It seems that right now a lot of women are really like kind of lashing out in some ways too. I heard a story from a dear friend of mine. I did not know, don't mind my, this is damn sunroof. She told me this incredible story of how, she got put into a psychiatric ward. And I'm like, what? And I feel like that's the new way to control women or whoever. Because I also heard that happened to a guy too. That's like the new form of sending someone to jail. When she told me that, I was like in shock. I was like, seriously? So she got into it with her boyfriend. And I guess he's been really, really controlling. And it just goes to show, like, although people need structure, women can need structure, too much control will make a woman lash the hell out, really. And I guess she had enough. And I could tell it was coming up because she's like really young. She has a few kids. She's already like locked down as much as you could be locked down, especially at that age, right? Especially in your 20s. And if that wasn't enough, her partner was a bit controlling. And this can happen if you have like different nationalities or whatever and different cultures, but it's not conducive to being a good team. You want your partner to be on your side. You guys have to do like a check and balance with each other. I hope I'm not blocking. I'm going to make sure I don't. Sometimes I block the darn volume, and I'm going to try not to do that because when I go through some of my videos, I'm like, why is it so low? It's horrible. It's horrible. Well, anyway, so this really, brought to my attention how, trying to control somebody too much or what they do is a recipe for disaster. You definitely want somebody to follow your lead voluntarily, willingly. You don't want to beat someone into submission, definitely. And, in this society, a lot of people, they try to control each other in different ways. It could be like the thought police. It could be like, trying to tell you what you should like, what you should do. A lot of people are so quick to tell each other what to do, but they have no standing or status to do so, right? Too many chiefs, as they say, not enough Indians. It seems that way. And that's why I don't get into domestic situations, because you will see a couple like literally be fighting like you think they're gonna tear each other up, right? And then a few weeks later, they're good. So the best thing to do is stay out of those situations. A lot of people want to play hero. They want to get involved. And a lot of times you're not always getting the whole story too. But I've noticed that men who like show aggression, turn up, they get a lot of grace. I know that, on these spaces you're going to hear like, oh, they get no breathing room, they get like no benefit of the doubt. But in reality, I'm seeing the tides have turned or something, because a lot of women, their word is not taken as seriously anymore as they should. And I've seen people who you can tell was having issues with their significant other, but like maybe felt trapped and stuff. And her partner ended up like, destroying furniture and everything else. And I don't think she like called the authorities or did anything like that to him, but I guess he was like aggressive over time and she clapped back. So what do men like that do now? They call, I guess, the police or the ambulance, and you get forcibly put into the psych unit. That, it sounds like a whole nightmare. I didn't know what to think about that. And of course, after all of that, they're trying to repair their relationship. I'm like, that's a tough one. That's definitely a tough one. I guess her being controlled so much, he would tell her how to dress, how to whatever, even though she was pretty modest to begin with. It wasn't like, oh, she was, letting loose. But, really, really controlling her movements and things like that. I'm like, oh, the other shoe is definitely going to drop sometime. Like, don't mind me, my eyes are like so tired from work. But I knew the shoe was going to drop eventually, right? And, when people don't respect like the nature of a woman's mind and her emotions, I know they call us emotional and this and that. Also, men can be extremely emotional. I've seen them in action, so whatever. But when a woman gets to that point, like they say, hell has no fury, etc., etc. And so I guess she stuck up for herself. And by the time a woman does it, it's already bottled up so much it can get crazy. And they might call the woman manic or this and that. But I don't like these situations where rats just drop a dime on each other, when there's always like a provocation that comes before. I mean, maybe, well, it sounded like he hit her. It can be like mental abuse beforehand. And when a woman goes there in their mind, yada, yada, right? And, a lot of times they will, use that as another method of control, right? And this can be like, a situation where the couple could not even be married and the man don't have that type of power to be a healthcare proxy. But, the state's going to make money how it wants to make money. And instead of hearing both sides of the story, they just, they'll just take one person's point of view, not realizing that the one who called could have been the instigator over many years. They failed to take that into account. And now the girl has like a stain on her record, and she was a hardworking girl. I seen her in action, a solid ass girl, right? But sometimes, depending on the leverage, that's why I tell you women all the time, you got to make your own money. You got to have your own stuff. Because when someone has that type of leverage over you, the control, the financial abuse that goes with it is ridiculous, right? It's like, they know that the woman can only go so far. So, they'll take liberties that they shouldn't. And it's not okay. It's not to say that that's okay. And although I'm all about, traditional values, if you can help it. But in this day and age, a lot of guys say they want traditional. It's not the case unless you're freaking Mormon or something. And then you could be like, who wants to deal with that bullshit? It's like, yeah, if traditional means being a sister wife, I don't want it. Sorry, don't want that, okay? Everyone has different definitions of what traditional or this and that. So you almost got to make your own, variations, because the stuff our moms dealt with, because you got a lot of these conversations that it's like, oh, the men, they're not getting the traditional women that they had to pick from 50 years ago, but the women want the men to be protectors and providers. We can make our own style of doing things. You don't have to be a freaking barbarian and be like, okay, I'm going to be a doormat. And that means traditional and let you walk all over me, banging your chest, talk to me however kind of way, because you're the breadwinner. Like the stuff that my own mother would put up with, I would have given my father a run for his money. And I did growing up too, although I love him and respect him. I didn't take things laying down, definitely. I didn't, I commanded a level of respect. And although I gave a level of respect too, but, it does make women have like a level of disrespect if they witness the dad or the dominant male figure being too hard on the female. And over time, that will transpire. The woman might want somebody a little bit more laid back. I don't partner well with someone that's like ultra macho or ultra type A personality. We would be at each other's throats. Like, I need someone, a little bit chill, laid back, doesn't get like worked up so fast. And I know it's easier said than done. Everybody has their bad days. Everybody has their good days. But, we really have to look at it and kind of like write our own narrative because, depending on the culture you were raised with, I mean, certain things were a bit intolerable, and people, just like they do today, they do things out of survival or necessity, or, they could have been raised in a large family where they lost their father, and they, I know a lot of like old school women having to help work for the family because they lost their dad young and had to be like a second mom. So a lot of the times those women, they would be encouraged to get married and, you know what I mean, to go out into the world. And that's basically what happened to my 17. And she was like married off like pretty young, right? So her whole life it was like, and I seen her battle a little bit with depression because of that. I mean, she probably felt a little bit stifled. Hello, my friend, you never disappoint. Women should be respectful. Yes, sir, of course. All because they are not perfect. Of course, we're not. So we need to protect women. I appreciate that. Yeah, almost like you take care of a baby. Yeah, sometimes we can be like baby-like too. And, we're more vulnerable than what we like to come across. Some of us try to act all big and bad and tough, but, we still realize our weaker nature. And I never downplay men too. Men have played an incredible part of my life. And, it took a strong one to create me. Of course, you can imagine what kind of character he was. Quite the character, right? So I never minimize that. It's just, cultural differences, my dear. I'm talking about this young couple. The girl, she's, Portuguese American. Her partner on the Haitian side. But I've seen, her movements very limited. She's not allowed to wear like lip gloss or just feel like a girl. Like it's plain. Just be the mother of my children. Do what you're told. I mean, as someone who's really young, that can be a little stifling, especially if you're in America. And you can see that like her spirit was like poking out. She didn't have a license yet. A lot of women are expected to be moms so young, but yet they don't have like any freedom to like move around and do what they got to do. That's why women end up with like postpartum depression. They can go to a really dark place. So that's why I like to like talk to women and make sure that they're good mentally, because that obviously puts your children at risk too. You want them to be in a good spot. And a lot of times the men forget to check in with the woman and make sure that she's comfortable and just act like she's supposed to do the damn thing. And when she flips out and he don't know why, well, there you go. But with this young couple, it got violent between the two, like really bad. And, I think she just came to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. She don't feel like she has enough support. So, I mean, it must have got physical. And what I don't like is that, when a girl does, like I tell you women too, like be mindful because although a lot of us can get really animated, depending on who's around, don't do it at home in an apartment where people can hear, but in the heat of the moment, I can see things getting like crazy. And so that's what happened in her situation. And the gentleman, like her partner, he's been known to be violent and whatever, but he never went to jail. She never, called anyone. But when she turned up a little, this is the mother of his own kids. He called the cops and put her in a mental institution. Like, what is that? Like, that's just as bad as putting your kid's father in jail. Although, she probably needed postpartum counseling that she didn't get. She probably needs some like spiritual help, whatever. But, I just seen her the other day. She's like, oh, this and this happened. And I was like, get the heck out of here. I was like, really? And it seems like, this year has been the year of like women being fed up, like R. Kelly would say, because I got fed up a little bit too with like my living situation and the people in my life, and I let it bottle up a lot too. And then by the time you're letting it go, it's like, oh my gosh, like people like, what is wrong with you? Like, what do you mean? I've been holding this in, and if I don't express myself somehow, it's going to turn into a damn tumor. Is that what you're waiting for? Because if you don't get it out somehow, work it out, express something, it's going to make you sick. And that's why women, we have more heart issues than anyone. Who's calling me an elderly lady? Do your knees crack when you stand up? Oh, is that funny? I want to see your picture. Now I'm elderly. The last time I checked, I wasn't elderly. You're probably someone I know who's a whole troll, someone who I wouldn't even look twice at in real life, and yet has a troll page. So I bet you I look way better than you will when you're my age. I bet you I look better than you right now. And I bet you whatever age you were that I look 10 times better than you at your age. Now what, bitch? Now what? Now what? What else you got to say? Where's your picture? Where's your picture? What's your name? Martin, whatever. I mean, that's so queer. You must not have a job or anything to do. You wait for someone to come on. So really hateful. Do you know me in real life and you too much of a sissy to say anything? So you wait until I come on and do a live and I actually try to talk to people. At least it takes some cojones to do that, something that you don't have. Really, I bet you my knees are way better than your face. I feel great, and I'm going to be in shape all into my so-called elderly years. So you obviously don't know what being an elder is all about. So what else you got? I know that this is for like the cowards. That's what YouTube is. This is the kind of maybe abusive piece of shit that I would be talking about. And I wouldn't even... waste my time with you in person. So you do your little drive-by, go ahead and go to the bathroom somewhere and jerk off where you have to, or go do porn or whatever the hell you're going to do, right? Because obviously you're not a whole man if you're on here. I'm talking your mess. Yeah, you see, guys? Let everybody look in the chat. Oh, she's so old. She's so this. Really? Well, I think I look pretty good for my age, considering. So it's got to be something personal, or someone that has no luck with women, so they come on here. Again, men don't like hearing, or little boys, little males, right? You probably got a baby dick. Come on here, and when a girl is speaking her mind, got something to say. It don't bother me, sweetheart, because this old lady still gets attention, still gets whatever, even though I'm not even looking. So now what? So what else you got? That don't mean anything. And I have nothing to prove. What's your channel about? Let's take a screenshot so I can go on your channel and troll you. I'm going to do that right now. Let's take a screenshot here. Since you're so awesome, right? I'm taking a screenshot. You're so awesome. Just so I know who's watching me, I just reconnected, took a screenshot. Let everybody go to Martin JR, whatever that is. Martin JAIR 273. Let's see how hot you are. Let's see. So anyway, this is the type of like loser Energy, obviously I get real men come my way, and that's the one that I actually give attention to. And when you got people like this who really got no purpose, that's what happens. But I mean, obviously I'm special enough, right, for you to come on my channel. Obviously I'm interested enough. And let me tell you, whatever age you are, I bet you I look 10 times better at your age. And I embrace it. And you should be so lucky to even get to my age, okay? I still pass for my 30s, bitch. So, now what? Now what? What else you got to say? Does your dick crack when you pee because it's been so unused? Does like dust come out and stuff, like powder? Yeah, I'm sure it's like that unused, and I'm sure it's going to continue to be because you obviously don't know how to handle women, period. But yes, abusing women, mentally trying to get in our heads or treating us bad definitely will come back to haunt you. We do know how to stick up for ourselves. We do know how to fight back, and a lot of us do it smart. We're not going to like turn up like a lot of the young ones and get themselves caught up. Not even worth it. We'll just let you guys come to us like a moth to a flame that you are, harass us, and then be like, see, you're harassing me. And yeah, I can be a whole biatch when I want to, depending on who I'm dealing with. And sometimes angels can get sick of being angels when they're dealing with freaking demonic energy all the time. So we'll snap right back to you. Maybe you should read your Bible, go wash your hands. God knows where it's been, your mouth, whatever. Asked to be born in a different body because I'm sure you suck. So she is looking, she is looking young. Let her be. It's fine, honey. You know what it is? I get some guys who get turned on, like some abusive men. I attract that and stuff. Like they'll love and hate me at the same time. Like they like the energy of, provocation, picking a fight, because these are men that know that even in my prime, I'd walk right past him, laugh at him, fart in his face, not give two shits. So you wait until, okay, a woman kind of like, grows up a little bit, tries to be more of a lady, and then they're going to do that because they know like I'm not even going to waste my time, and they get turned on by that. You ever see that where some people actually pick fights and then it gets them turned on, and it is what it is. It's like the American Psycho type of phenomenon. We have a lot of that, which is fine. And at least I'm doing something worthwhile with my time, and I have enough knowledge to share with others. And I tell you girls too, watch out for these like Dollar Tree type of males, these bottom of the barrel males, because they want a reaction out of you so they can sabotage you and you can compromise yourself, right? So you're going to attract the good, the bad, the ugly. It is what it is. People think, oh, I'm 25. Oh, I'm 30. I'm going to stay this age forever. Bitch, you're dying every day. You're getting old every day. So to me, that is so funny because I wouldn't go at someone older than me and talk that mess because I have a level of respect. And I was taught to honor any type of elders, regardless. We can agree or disagree, but that just shows me the very low class caliber that we're dealing with. And that's why I tell you girls, you really got to be smart. You really have to be your own advocate. There is a lot of guys now who they feel already like less than. So the easiest thing to do is, it's just like, kicking a little animal or something. They're going to look at anything weaker than them and they're going to try to like give them shit. And anyway, who knows how he treats children even. He's probably abusive to children, animals, a whole sociopath, right? There is plenty of that out here. Plenty of that. And if I spray it on you, I don't give two shits. All right. At least my ass worked hard all day. And I've been showing that I'm more productive than half of these creeps because they have time to do all that, right? And so it's like, what's your positive word for the day? And I'm telling you guys, don't absorb anything negative that miserable people have to say. Some people see that you could be some type of competition, or if you walk around with just a little bit too much confidence, that can be a problem, okay? And I tell you guys to embrace yourself too. You got a lot of girls that are 28, 25 years old already getting Botox, already getting all this shit. Why? Because they heard a freaking fugly looking dude, what they said. I don't put that much stock in men's opinion. That to me is being a little bit desperate. I get plenty of good feedback from men and women, so I'm not going to let that one thing. But that goes to show. And a lot of these people are actually people that I probably rejected in the past. Or I gave the side eye to. So they make like bullshit accounts. And then they come on like, oh, you're this, you're that. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I know my value. The proof is in the pudding. I've just had too much good results my whole life, so I'm not worried about it. And it's not about being conceited or anything. It's about not letting anybody tell you what you are and not dealing with controlling and abusive pieces of shits, because that's what this video was about anyway. And that's probably what my friend's fat boyfriend was trying to make her feel bad, even though she could do better than him. And he would put her down every day, to try to make her think that she was stuck and she couldn't go anywhere. And that's what people do. So you guys are smarter than that, know what it is, and just laugh at it, and, just more reason to be independent, have your own, stash, have your own goals. That way, regardless of what age you are, a woman don't have to use her look. She can use her mind. She can use her intellect, right? And just like men too, men think, oh, my looks are going to last. My this is going to last. If you're a piece of shit, once that all fades, what are you going to have left? So you better make sure that you're on point, Why are you asking, dear? Voice, eyes, attitude. This woman is the whole package. Thank you so much, dear double A. Hey, you're the best. Are you married? I'm in a long-term relationship. I should be, though. We're working on it. He said he would have married me 7 years ago, but I said, I don't want the government involved. I was like, dang, you should have just said that. I'm too much of a free spirit. So I guess since I'm such an old lady, right, I might as well do it now. Like people would say, right? Obviously, I'm still in good standing, and I'm sure you are too, right? And my mom, she's 81 and she just remarried. My dad passed away 5 years ago, so she gave me plenty of hope. She's 81, bish, and she found a great guy. He looks like he's put together. He bike rides. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because she got a good soul. She got a good spirit. She knows how to take care of a man. She knows how to treat a man. She knows how to do all the things. You know what I mean? Because she's been married a long time. So it's definitely what you bring to the table, your personality, your spirit. And at some point, people think, oh, it's sex. A lot of times, it's just a lot of it is companionship. Having a friend, having someone in your corner. Obviously, you're going to have a little bit of affection and this and that. But it's not going to be what you guys make it out to be when you're young. It's definitely a whole different vibe. But thank you so much, guys. Is that a Ballman shirt? Oh, does it look like one? I'm going to have to check those out. Not that I know. Maybe it is. It was a gift. Now you're making me want to go look it up. Maybe. I'm going to go check it out. It was actually a gift. And I just came from work. So I work in the hotel business. Maybe I can do some video. Hi, good Lord, this woman. I hope that's a compliment. I work in the hotel business, so I take reservations. I manage the front, and it's been great so far. I can do videos like that. Some of my shorts, I put it up hotel life, that different vibe, and I try to keep my mood positive because it's all about customer service. But yeah, you do got to dress up more white collar, so definitely something to it's one of those things that's great, but then your dry cleaning bill is out of control, right? So, but it's a fun industry if you guys are looking at different jobs and stuff. You always find work in the hotel industry and yeah, just parlaying that into other things. But I will still do my YouTube videos, guys. On my days off, I do my lives, but after work, I'll do stuff like this. Obviously, I'm going to get heckled once in a while. That's what it is. And like I said, it's mostly people that maybe I stopped talking to, people that just like to hate on you or whatever. It could have been somebody that I turned up on. I can be the biggest sweetheart. I have a big heart, but also that's a way to get taken advantage of too. I've had people, treat me like a whole fool until I turned up. Then it's like, oh my God, she's this, she's that. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? If you hit a glass bottle, will it not break? Will it not crack? This can happen to people too. But be careful with those who provoke you, because a lot of the times they just want to get you caught up. Just like there's a lot of women who will do that. They'll start a fight with you and then they try to call the cops. It's not worth it. Well, men do that too to women, so it's not worth it. I served 20 years in the Army. Amazing. My dad was in the Army. I've been to just about every country in Europe. You, my friend, could very well be the most incredibly beautiful woman. I can't believe I stumbled upon you. Get out of here. You're amazing. Thank you. And I like your term, your screen name, Double A. That's awesome. It's almost like double A batteries. Yeah, man, you are welcome on my channel anytime. I definitely do these. Are you in America now? Aw, you really are cute. So cute. You guys are so cute. Too cute. I'm very blessed to have such a great audience. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'll get the knuckleheads, and I have to like scrap with them a little while. But then when you guys come along, you guys round it off, and it's the cherry on the cake, and it makes me, want to continue to go forward. You're in Indiana? Of course you are. That's my name, Deanna. You're in Indiana right now. You're in Deanna's chat room right now. I use Dia for short, but every time I see that on a license plate or whatever, I freak out. I love that. Indiana. Well, there you go. It was meant to be. So you're welcome. I use Dia for short, like day, but my name is Diana. So there you go. Indiana. You're Indiana's group. There you go. Always welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't want this to be like leaving a bad taste in you guys' mouth. Like, oh, I just go at men. I go at women too. I go at whatever. It just depends. Like the more, strong-minded a woman can be, then you really, sometimes that really brings out the chauvinist. And as you know, Europe and all of that stuff, some of those people come here with like that point of reference. Some people were raised in a patriarchal society, some in a matriarch. It depends. I've noticed some that were raised by women can be a little bit more sensitive to women because they were raised by their mom or whatever. And, so I've noticed definitely it can be a little bit different. But yeah, I'm over here sweating. Definitely. But yeah, maybe eventually I'll get a little laser. Eventually you start seeing the lines here and there. I guess it's men are more apt to grow older gracefully, right? Thank you, my dear princess. Aw, I know. I think I'm spraying too much. I'm a hot mess, right? I'm just getting too comfortable in front of you guys. But yeah, over time you start getting a little bit. He's probably noticing some of the wrinkles that are starting to form. I have not got Botox. I don't use filters. A lot of women on here use all that stuff. Eventually, maybe I'll get a little bit of laser treatment. It is what it is. But, I am over 40 and I don't hide my age. I want you guys to not be scared of growing older. I mean, some people get like super depressed and it's just a part of life. It's something you can grow with naturally. But it is what it is. And I don't want to rearrange my whole face and get a facelift. But, from using a straw over the years, you will start to develop doing that too much, pursing your lips up. So, I notice it in myself a little bit too. And it's just like one of those things that, if I get to it, I'll do a little bit of laser. If not, I'm not going to walk around with my head under a bag. Sorry. Do not care. One day you too will grow older. Did you know? one day you too will grow older. And I think that the meaner we are to older people, the meaner people will be to us when it's our turn. You know what I mean? Can't stay young forever. You know, it is what it is unless you're a whole vampire. So it's like, it is what it is. And a lot of people need to stay off, social media and all that. Because the celebrities, too, you see that they're all full of plastic surgery. They can't hold on forever. Nobody can. But it's your spirit that eventually will come through, and just work on your inside. That's the only thing that you have control of. So thank you so much. Please stay tuned for more. I would have said 20. Get out of here. You're so cute. I would have said 27. I'm 45. So if I get called elderly or whatever, I could look a lot worse. I turned 45 years old this year, okay, in July. And it is what it is. God is good, right? Half my friends died in their 20s. Half my friends are not with us. So, of course, I'm going to be very thankful. You know what I mean? That I'm still alive. I'm not going to take that for granted. You know, how else are you going to stay young, right? What are you going to do? Kill yourself? That's the only way you're going to be frozen in time. It's like, sorry, not doing that. So it is what it is. I got my little lunch bag. Time to go in. I went food shopping, so I'm getting my bag out. I need my hands free. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. You're incredible. And I hope I gave you some inspiration. Please disregard the first half of this video, me going at that knucklehead. I'm pretty sure it's somebody I know that I probably hurt their ego in the past. That generally happens that way. And then they're like, all they can say is like, you're old. It's like, bitch, your freaking attitude's old. Your little games are old. Let me take my little, his vibe, his little tricks are old. It's just like it was in school when I was growing up. The boys who like you the most, those are the ones who hit you and all that. And then girls get confused. So I tell you girls, if a guy is mean to you in any way, I don't care if he likes you or not, you kick that piece of shit to the curb. And that's that. Thank you guys. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.